In today's video we are going to take an in-depth look at these guys. These are my new Jabra Elite 7 active headphones that I've been using as my main headphones for the past 14 days. I picked them up on a pretty decent Black Friday deal for around 1100 euros. I've been using a Samsung Icon X true wireless headphone before these guys, but before that I've mainly been into on-ear as well as regular wired in-ear headphones. So this is one of my first takes on a proper in-ear true wireless solution. And let's see how this has been working out for me. I'm WDBest, I make in-depth gear reviews and tutorials, and if you like this video after watching it, I would be super happy if you want to put a like on the video and maybe also subscribe to the channel. That gives me a ton of motivation to bring out new content moving forward. This is the box of the Jabra Elite 7 Active. And let's see what is in this box. First, let's have a look around. Here you can see it says shake grip technology for the ultimate active fit, hear through for better awareness outdoors, adjustable active noise cancellation for immersive sound, up to 8 hours of battery and 30 hours with the case, plus fast charge, workout proof with IP57 rated durability and 2-year warranty, and works seamlessly with Bluetooth multipoint and mono mode as well. So all these features are really nice ones that I've been looking for in a wireless headphone. So I think this is a pretty decent product for my needs. On the side here we just have designed and engineered in Copenhagen, so it's a Scandinavian company. And here we have welcome to superior sound and some information text. To get into the box we just need to remove these plastic flaps on the sides. And then there is another plastic flap right there. We open it up and we get presented with this. So here it says that we need to download the Jabra Sound Plus app to connect to your smartphone. And then you can personalize your calls and music experience and register your earbuds. Let's see what is in this package here. So this was just an information leaflet that we'll put to the side. We have this part here that I believe is the cable. So the cable here is a USB-C to USB-A cable, as you can see there. You might have a bunch of these available, and the headphones should also support wireless charge, so I can charge them with my phone and the wireless feature in my phone. Here we also have two different sizes of replacement ear caps, if the ones that are on the one would be too small or too big, or if one would fall off, I guess you could use these guys as replacement as well. We have the main product here, and underneath it we have the safety and warranty information. Here we have the main box, the way that it is presented. Let's open this up. Oh, okay, that was the way you open it up. So the USB port is actually in the front part here, and you open it up like that, and you can see the headphones lighting up. And I think they look really sleek. They are so dark that I think, yeah, the logos are not even visible, and the microphones are not very visible there either. And the case is pretty small, and despite it being so small, it provides a pretty long charging capacity. So I'm gonna get into using these for some time, and then I will be back with more review content. Setting up the Jabra Elite 7 active headphones is a really simple task. You simply just open the lid, and you will see them flashing green there. When you take out one of the earbuds and place it in your ear, it will say that it is in pairing mode. If you don't get it into pairing mode, you will press in on both the buttons that are in each of the headphones. That will put it into pairing mode. With the latest firmware update that came after these guys were released, so quite a bit before I bought them, there is a feature added for adding multiple devices and using them at the same time. So this kind of duo pairing is available when you are connected to one device. Then you press both of the headphone buttons for a little while, and it will get back into pairing mode, allow you to pair another device, and then you are connected simultaneously to the two. This allows you to, for example, use them with your computer, but answer a call when it comes in on your phone. Something that I really value to have on a headphone. The case is interesting because it is quite high quality feel and it has a magnetic snap that really puts the headphone well in place. Once you put it in there, it's pretty much immediately snapping into the right position there. However, the feeling of this lid is a little bit plasticky and it is a bit glossy and kind of slippery. So it's not super easy to hold onto this, and I feel like it is a case that you could drop quite easily if you're not holding on to it properly. The case is charging with USB-C, but it is also possible to charge this wirelessly. So you would just place it on a wireless charging base, or if you have a phone that supports wireless charging to another device, like my Samsung Galaxy S21 does, I can actually just place the headphones on the phone, activate the wireless charge, and then charge the headphones through the phone. If you just bring one cable, that is a pretty handy feature to be able to charge multiple devices as one. One of the things that comes naturally to mention then are the battery capabilities, and they are really solid. Jabra states around 8 hours of battery life, and then you have an extra 2 charges in the case, meaning you can come up to like 25-ish hours. It actually states 30, which is something that I haven't really been able to put to the test. But I would say that I come close to the 8 hours, probably more like 7 hours from a single charge on the headphones. And that is more than enough. When a headphone gets you almost through a workday, or through the majority of your afternoon and evening, this is totally a fine battery result. And actually, the feeling of having in-ear headphones in for such a long time is not super comfortable. So I think you're actually bound to put them back into the case, give them a bit of extra charge, just because you need to rest your ear canals a little bit when you've been wearing them for some time. Taking the headphones out of the case, you have this classic style where it sits into your ear canal and then the rest of the headphone with the driver, the button and all the other technology sits in your ear. And it doesn't stick out much from the ear and it sits pretty well with these grips here into the ear canal. So I thought from the beginning that it would be easy for these to fall out, but as long as you have the right tips on it, and you place them at the correct position in the ears, I didn't have any trouble with them falling out when I was working out in the gym or when I was running in a pretty strange environment and had to jump a lot to avoid a lot of puddles when it was really rainy here in Stockholm. I have now been running with the headphones in one ear for 3 kilometers and I haven't adjusted the fit a single time. Just put them in and then went out running. And with the medium-sized silicone tops, I gotta say they really sit well in there. They do their thing the way they're supposed to. Even though I've been running in a pretty intense environment like this, jumping between a lot of puddles because it's raining a lot. Yeah, I'm definitely positively surprised about the performance, especially compared to what I felt about it when I used them with the larger ear tips and when biking previously. The buttons are actually hard click, so these are not touch buttons. And that's actually something that I have appreciated a lot, because it's much easier to press the correct button and the correct way that you want to press it. On the right earphone, when you single press, you pause or play the music. You double press to forward to the next song. Triple press to get back to the start of the current song, or you press and hold it to raise the volume. And on the left headphone, if you press it, you switch between the different ANC modes, something that we will talk more about in a minute. Or if you press and hold it, you will lower the volume. Things like the actual audio quality or the quality of the hear-through and ANC are things that are really hard to show you in a video. But I simply just have to talk about these things and give you my opinion on it. The audio quality of the Jabra Elite 7 Active is really nice. I have been very happy with the audio quality for both listening to podcasts or listening to music. In terms of the sound profile, I would say that it has a pretty classic modern sound tuning with quite a lot of bass and quite a lot of treble, and it is not as strong in the medium frequencies. This is good for listening to modern music, good for listening to high quality audio. However, I listen a lot to jazz music, and it is not the strongest contender when it comes to jazz. The passive noise cancellation is really good. These tips really sit well in the ear canals, and they block out a majority of whatever sound is around you. However, the active noise cancellation that is a part of the headphones, I'm not such a big fan of. Basically, they don't provide any extra effect over the passive noise cancellation that is already in there. It was supposed to improve slightly with a new firmware that I put onto the device, but it was not really doing any difference, and I still think that even when I was on a pretty loud train, it didn't really make a difference for the total experience, regardless of whether I was listening to voice or music. However, the hear-through is a different story. That feature works really well, and having that accessible with a quick button press on the left headphone is super handy. For example, if you are in a cafe and you want to order, or if somebody is talking to you and you want to listen to what they're saying, you can just activate hear-through. And there is a setting in the app that allows you to automatically pause the music when you flip on hear-through, which is making the hear-through feature even more hear-through, if you will. I think the headphones are pretty good looking and pretty neutral looking. And if I put them in and you get to see how they look in my ears, and you have the button right there, so you have to press it in for it to activate. No touch there. I am not an audiophile by any means, but the audio quality that gets transferred when I'm using the Jabra Elite 7 Active is more than enough for me. I think that some people will claim that there are better standards. You can get up to even higher Bluetooth transfer qualities, but this is perfectly fine for me. One of the things we have to look at is the Sound Plus app that is included with Jabra and that syncs with the Jabra headphones to provide a lot more settings than what you would have if you simply pair it with your phone. Once you are connected to your Jabra headphones, they will show up in the app just like this. And here you have a bunch of settings. First of all, you can see the battery power. And right now I'm just using one of the headphones, so that's the only one that's active. You can see it is at 100% when the case is at 53%. Next to that, there is the sound modes, and here you can choose between active noise cancellation, hear-through, or off. I'm mainly putting this to off because I feel like the active noise cancellation is not really doing much difference to the sound. Remember, you can also set this by just single pressing on the left headphone. Then we have the equalizer, and I think this headphone goes really well when you raise up the bass a little bit. It goes very well with modern music or modern voice recordings and this kind of frequency response. You also have a bunch of different presets if you don't want to use the manual equalizer. And you also have a bunch of different soundscapes that you can use. So for example, if you just want to hear wave noise in your headphones, there is wave noise in here. If you press into the settings up here, you actually have a bunch of interesting settings. And the first one is the firmware. Now this is up to date, but I had quite a few issues when it came to updating the firmware. I could not get the headphone to update the firmware, and I had to use a workaround, which was quite hard to find out about. And basically what I did was reloading the firmware onto the device instead of just updating it. Another reason why that was pretty hard to find out about was that the way you found that was to go to personalize your headset, and then you select voice guidance language. And here, when you select English, then you are able to download a new language, and that would put the new firmware onto the device so that you are up to date. Super hard to figure out, but something that actually made it get the latest firmware when the upgrade feature didn't work out. After that, you have basic functionality of the headset. Here you have audio and call and general settings. And there are a bunch of things you can set here, like how they go to sleep, how they talk to you or communicate with you, about wearing detection. You have the different call settings, which mainly is how they answer, how they pause or mute calls. And you have the audio settings. So here is about muting audio or continuing to play audio and what kind of audio profile you want to use. Then you have the voice assistant, and I have still not been able to make it work properly with Google Assistant. It says when I select Google Assistant that I have to repair the headphones and then set it up during the pairing process. I haven't been able to do this, so I'm not sure why this is not working, but right now I don't have any success with using Google Assistant with the headphones. You have the option to activate Find My Jabra, which will be able to show you where the headphones are in case you would lose them. You have a bunch of other things here that you can do that are a little bit less interesting, I think. But the most interesting of all these choices are the personalize your headset. Because here you can both get a customized noise cancellation profile, something that I actually don't think make any difference. You can also get a customized audio profile, something that I think made a bit of a difference. So with this, you will just go in here and it will tailor the audio to your ears based off of you tapping the screen when you hear a noise. This is something that I recommend you do in the beginning when you set up the device. In the app you also have, for example, the quick start guide, which is super handy to have, like just a quick way of walking through some of the features, and it's pretty interactive, so you can click around on the different parts here and get to know how things work. Because as with all new products like this, it is a little bit of a period to get into how to use them, but I think this was pretty easy to get into the controls of the whole thing, and it's very intuitive after some time of using them. That is it for my review of the Jabra Elite 7 Active headphones. After some of the few things that annoyed me were worked through, I have really enjoyed my experience using these guys. I actually think they are one of the better headphones experiences, all in all the different ones that I've been using over the past few years. My Beoplay H6, which is a Bang & Olufsen headphone, on-ear, wireless with noise cancellation, has way better noise cancellation properties. But maybe that is something you can't expect from something that is this tiny in size. I think that when it comes to noise cancelling, I pretty much have to look past the noise cancelling of these guys, because it's really not working very well. But except that, it works really well for all my different use cases. I used it for a bunch of phone calls, I used it for working out at the gym, going out running, I used the quick buttons on the headphones quite a lot, and everything has been working really well. So at the price of 1100 euros, I can totally recommend these guys. At 200 euros or slightly below, I think they become a little bit harder to recommend because there is a lot of competition on the market around that price tag. I'm W2Best, I make in-depth gear reviews and tutorials, and I will see you in the next video. Have a nice day. Bye bye.